Your life is being wasted while you wait. Waiting for the perfect moment. Waiting to feel ready. Waiting for motivation that never comes. The painful truth is that you're losing the most important battle of all. The battle against your own weakness. Look at your life right now. How many dreams have you postponed? How many promises have you broken to yourself? While winners advance through the storm, you're still waiting for perfect weather. This is not just another motivational video. It's a brutal awakening. Because motivation is a lie that has been destroying your potential. What separates the extraordinary from the mediocre isn't talent. It's not luck. It's not circumstance. It's discipline. In the next few minutes, I'm going to completely destroy the illusion that has kept you trapped. And if you have the courage to stay until the end, I guarantee you will never see your excuses the same way again. Society has sold us the idea that we need to feel inspired to act. Movies, books, and even motivation gurus reinforce this concept daily. But this is a deadly trap for your dreams and ambitions. A trap that keeps millions of people living below their true potential. Let me tell you something that changed my perspective forever. Last night, I received a message that left me speechless. A 67-year-old man, diagnosed with a terminal illness, wrote to me, "I spent my entire life waiting for the right time. Waiting to feel ready to write that book, to travel, to say I love you. Now that my time is running out, I realize the right time never existed. There was only today." That message hit me like a punch to the stomach, because it exposes the trap we all fall into. Mike Tyson, one of the greatest fighters of all time, would wake up at 4 a.m. every day to run. Not because he loved running, not because he felt motivated, but because he understood a fundamental truth. Discipline is what you do when no one is watching. In a revealing interview, Tyson confessed, "I hate training. It's the hardest thing in the world. But I hate myself even more when I don't train." Think about that for a moment. The man, considered one of the fiercest fighters who ever lived, didn't wait to feel motivated to train. He simply did what needed to be done, day after day, regardless of how he felt. And it's not just Tyson. Kobe Bryant would train while his teammates were still sleeping. David Goggins transformed himself from an obese, depressed man into one of the most resilient athletes on the planet. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team and turned that rejection into fuel to become the greatest of all time. None of them waited for motivation. Have you ever wondered why some people achieve the impossible, while others with the same potential remain stuck in mediocrity? The answer goes against everything the personal development industry has been selling you. Motivation is temporary. It's a feeling, and feelings are inconsistent. They come and go like waves, completely out of your control. Think about the last time you felt truly motivated. Maybe after watching an inspiring video, reading a powerful book, or talking to someone you admire. That feeling that you could conquer the world. That energy pulsing through your veins. How long did it last? A day? A few hours? Perhaps just minutes? But here's the truth that few have the courage to accept. Your ability to act regardless of how you feel is the real superpower that transforms lives. It was exactly when I understood this fundamental truth that everything changed. Discipline is not about feeling good. It's about doing what needs to be done, especially when you don't want to do it. Let me share something personal. 3 years ago, I was bankrupt. Not just financially, but spiritually. I had lost everything by only following what motivated me in the moment. One night, staring at the ceiling of my tiny apartment, I made a pact with myself. I decided that from that day forward, I would act regardless of how I felt. It was no longer about motivation. It was about honoring my commitments to myself at any cost. And something extraordinary happened. In the first few days, every action required monumental effort. Getting up early, exercising, studying, working on my projects, everything felt like a constant battle against myself. But gradually, almost imperceptibly, something began to change. The actions that once required so much effort began to flow naturally. What was once a struggle became routine. What was routine transformed into identity. Think of discipline as a muscle. Every time you do something you know you should do, even when you don't feel like it, that muscle gets stronger. Every time you give in to laziness and procrastination, that muscle weakens. The secret that winners know is that willpower is like limited fuel. You can't depend on it. Instead, you need to create systems and routines that make action automatic. Discipline is not self-punishment. It's self-respect. It's the deep understanding that your actions today fundamentally shape who you will become tomorrow. And here's something few realize. Discipline eventually generates motivation, not the other way around. When you act consistently, even without wanting to, results begin to appear. These results build confidence. Confidence builds enthusiasm. And enthusiasm finally generates the motivation you've been waiting for all along. The great paradox is this: those who wait for motivation to act rarely find it, while those who act without waiting for motivation end up finding it as a natural consequence of their actions. But until then, you have to accept an uncomfortable truth. You cannot control how you feel, but you can absolutely control what you do. How can you put this into practice today? I'll give you 3 concrete steps that will forever transform your relationship with discipline. First, start small, but be relentless. Don't try to change everything at once. Choose a single habit, waking up 30 minutes earlier, doing 10 minutes of exercise, or reading 5 pages of a book. The size is irrelevant. Consistency is everything. Imagine you're building a cathedral brick by brick. Each small consistent action is a brick in the construction of your legacy. A single brick seems like nothing, but thousands of them, placed daily, create a masterpiece. Do this single habit for 30 consecutive days. No exceptions, no excuses. No matter how you feel, no matter what happens, this unwavering commitment to such a small action will rebuild your identity. Second, eliminate the need to make decisions. Discipline drains when you repeatedly need to decide to do something difficult. Pre-commit to specific times. Prepare your environment. Remove all possible distractions. Make the right path the easiest path. If you want to train in the morning, leave your shoes and gym clothes by your bed. If you want to read more, place books in strategic locations around your house and remove the batteries from the television remote. If you want to eat healthier, prepare your meals in advance and eliminate temptations from your pantry. The greatest athletes and entrepreneurs in the world don't rely on momentary decisions. They create systems that make failure almost impossible. They eliminate variables. They automate excellence. Third, embrace discomfort as your best teacher. When you feel resistance, when your body and mind beg you to give up, recognize that moment as your greatest opportunity for growth. The comfort zone is a beautiful prison. Real life begins where your comfort zone ends. Every time you feel that internal resistance, that voice saying, "Do this tomorrow, just this once, you deserve a break," that is exactly the moment when you have the opportunity to strengthen your discipline muscle. That discomfort you feel is not your enemy. It's your coach. It's the necessary friction to forge your character. It's the pressure that transforms coal into diamond. And remember, While everyone around you is looking for the easiest path, you're choosing the path that forges character. While others live as slaves to their feelings, you're becoming the master of your life. The time to act is now. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel ready. Now, because discipline is the bridge between goals and achievements. And that bridge can only be built through consistent actions, one brick at a time. Before we part ways, there's something essential you need to understand. Discipline is not just a tool for achieving goals. It's the very path to a life of meaning and personal power. Imagine yourself a year from now, looking back at this exact moment. Will you be among the few who completely transformed their lives, or among the many who continued waiting for the perfect moment? Time will pass anyway. Days will turn into weeks, weeks into months, months into years. The only question is, will those years be filled with achievements or with regrets? With growth or with stagnation? With life or mere existence? When you commit to discipline instead of motivation, you free yourself from the tyranny of temporary feelings. You become unshakable. You become reliable, first to yourself and then to the world. Those you admire, those who achieve the extraordinary, are not superhuman. They simply mastered the art of acting regardless of how they feel. The choice is yours now. You can continue living at the mercy of passing feelings, waiting for motivation that will never be consistent. Or you can join the few who decide to create their own reality through unwavering discipline. The most extraordinary people in history are not those who never felt fear, laziness, or resistance. They are those who felt all these things and acted anyway. They understood that true strength isn't about not feeling these emotions, but acting despite them. Don't tell me what you're going to do tomorrow. Show me what you're going to do in the next 5 minutes. Share this video with someone who needs to hear this message. Comment below the first small habit you'll religiously maintain for the next 30 days. And most importantly, stand up right now and take the first step. Because ultimately, your life will be defined not by the thoughts you had, the feelings you experienced, or the plans you made. Your life will be defined by your actions, by what you did when no one was watching, by what you built when no one believed, by what you achieved when all signs pointed to defeat. Remember, discipline is not choosing between easy and difficult. It's choosing between the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. And believe me, the pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. The time to act is now. Your extraordinary life is waiting.